We got a little Warriors in here. The greatest obstacle right now in LeBron's quest for more rings has to be the Warriors. Among Golden State's newly minted Big Four, Klay Thompson's name is the one that repeatedly comes up when talking reduced roles. While talk of sacrifice seems natural, it doesn't seem to be a word that sits well with Mr. Thompson, who told The Vertical, quote, I feel kind of disrespected that people keep using the term sacrifice to describe me and describe us. But I'm not sacrificing because my game isn't
what does that beep
changing.
mean?
I think it was poo.
That beep?
I believe it was poo.
Oh, okay. Number two.
Yeah.
Number two.
Okay.
Okay, he's on a team, and he's saying he's not sacrificing anything. Do you have a problem with that?
I have no problem at all with that. I'm glad that...
In August, he's saying it.
I'm glad he's saying it, because...
All right.
Oh, excuse you, Sean, man. You want to go somewhere?
No.
We can do this.
No,
He looked at me like I stole something. Look.
Well, like, why are you saying it publicly? That's my only problem. Why are you saying it? Why are we saying it publicly, knowing that as soon as people come into the season, we've already got controversy? If you feel that way, keep it to yourself. And trust me, the ball ain't the only thing he's going to be sharing. He's going to be sharing the camera action, the PR. He's going to be sharing the star role.
I don't know how far you're going to dig this hole, because I can't get you out of it, brother. Klay Thompson is a historian of the game. He just repeated what anyone who watches basketball already knows. Let's go back to the first super team that I witnessed. In the 80s, Showtime Lakers, when you got Magic, Kareem, Byron Scott, and James Worthy. And excuse me, I don't think I saw much of sacrificing from any of those guys. Those guys all got their shots. They all got their shine. They all got their titles.
That team was bred.
No, but you know what? It's not all bred, because you talk about the fact that they added guys like a Michael Thompson, and they added #1 overall picks. They added Jamal Wilkes. They had enough presence and chemistry to respect that the guy with the open shot is the guy who's going to take the shot. That's what Klay Thompson's talking about.
Hey, listen. Kevin Durant in OKC, he was the last person named coming off the bench. That's what always the biggest star. Now that's over, my man. You might not even be the second to last dude. That's a sacrifice.
That's all right.
Okay, and everybody thinks that they're going to get together and everything's going to be hunky-dory.
Yeah, I'm with you on
There's
this.
a learning curve for every team.
There's gonna be a minute.
And bringing it back to LeBron James, Kevin Durant, the reason why he's doing this is because LeBron James, who ain't Jordan, set this friends and family tone up. He invented this playbook, and Kevin Durant made the fault. I think he made a mistake by following your guys' playbook.
But look, here's what I understand. Why are you saying this in August when you know that the game is going to change a little bit? Your team's play is going to change a little bit. And when it does, we're all going to be like, well, you're getting fewer shots, Klay. It looks like something's going on.
But let's go back to the math. The simple math of, look, you lost Barnes, you lost Barbosa, you lost Ezeli, you lost others. That's 28 shots right there that are absent from this team. Guess who shoots only 20 times a game? One Kevin Durant. So if Durant could just go in there already before he even changes the game plan and said, I can take these shots and you guys won't even feel the difference. Klay knows that. That's why he's saying it.
5 seconds left in the game. Who takes a shot?
Who's open? That's how simple it'll be. So have you watched Team USA in their exhibition games?
That's different, though.
That's what this team is. It's a super team.
That's different, though. That's different. Team USA, you know what you're getting into.
But it is true. The Golden State Warriors, unlike any other team, really have options for that last shot.
Options.
Not a lot of teams have options.
But then last year they had 3 options. Now they have 4. It could be an issue. We're acting like Draymond is not an option. Draymond, my man Penis.
He's a scorer.
My man Snapchat. His nickname should be Snapchat.
It is
His
Snapchat.
nickname should be Snapchat. I tell you, you can take that for
What are you
free.
laughing at?
Two-tone.
Two-tone.
After leaving Denver. Oh, Lord. Brock Osweiler probably thought
That was my man
comparisons
here.
to a Hall of Fame quarterback was over, right? Wrong. New city, new dig, same old comparisons. We will explain.
Oh, man, Sports Nation. I think we're still on.
Sports Nation is presented by Toyota. Let's go places. Welcome back to Sports Nation, presented by Toyota.
Welcome back. Time to talk a little NFL. Oh, yeah, win. It's gonna be me. That's NSYNC, kids. Look it up. In an interview with the Houston Chronicle, Brock Osweiler talked about what it was like working in the Texans offense under former Patriots offensive coordinator and current Texans head coach Bill O'Brien. Quote, they refer to Tom Brady a lot. With all due respect to Coach O'Brien and Coach Godsey, I've told them I'm going to be me. I'm not here to be a puppet, if you will. I'm going to be who I am and believe in what I bring to the table every day. This is exactly what you were talking about before.
Get him, Merriman.
But Brock Osweiler?
I don't like player comparisons. I just hate them. And I understand that you coach you know, Tom Brady, one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback ever. But every time I make a good or bad play, don't bring up Tom Brady's name. Don't tell me how Tom Brady's studying habits. Well, oh, by the way, Tom Brady used to be in here at 6:58 every morning. You should be here at 6:58. So after a certain point in time, it's like, Coach, like let me be me. Let me do me. If you keep bringing up Tom Brady, how will you ever? You can't match what he did on the field.
But what if you is lousy and they're just trying to give you inspiration to be better?
I get it, but you're not helping me. I make a bad play. Hey, Tom Brady would have made that play. I don't want to hear. Don't tell me Tom Brady would have made that play out there.
Like, you can understand their spirit because he's their Tom Brady was their prized possession. So of course you want to always keep that trophy and that mantle on the wall. However, when you're talking to me, Coach, let's not limit ourselves by what you've seen. But how about have some faith in me and seeing what I could become?
Right.
And if Tom Brady would have done the same thing that these coaches are preaching, Tom Brady would have said, if I could be like Drew Bledsoe. And no shots at Drew Bledsoe, who was a great quarterback, but he surpassed him.
Exactly.
So guess what? Don't you limit me. You are wrong. Don't you limit me by what you've seen, because Tom Brady became more than that. And last thing, let's say this. At the same time in their career, when they both were drafted, one Brock Osweiler had more talent and expectations placed on him than even Tom Brady did. So there's something in there you can stir up and make great.
But let's fast forward 4 or 5 years. Let's say Brock Osweiler has a pretty decent run. All of a sudden, he's not going to be so bothered by these Tom Brady comparisons, right? He just wants to establish something.
You know what Brock is telling him? Yo, I got a $72 million contract. I don't want to be compared to anybody, okay? When you talk about coming in there at 6:58 in the morning, he was messing with the Bulls at 6:54 in the morning. So leave it alone. But that's that $37 million guarantee talking. And Brock is like, yo, I'm the big Brock on this street, okay? I'm the guy here. I'm sick and tired of standing behind other people's shadows and Mannings and Brady's. Let me do my thing.
Yeah, I mean, you need that kind of freedom and that kind of latitude to be exactly who you can become. And the coach should know that. Coach shouldn't be compared to Belichick. What if Belichick
would have made that call. Yeah. He wouldn't have messed that one up.
Yeah, why are you coming in here dressed? You should be coming in here dressed like a homeless person. Belichick comes in here dressed like he escaped the homeless shelter.
I'm just saying, if this doesn't pan out, this is going to be a quote we come back to. That's all I'm saying.
You know it.
It probably won't pan out. Let's be honest.
That's what I'm saying. Just try not to be negative today. Dodgers and Yasiel Puig have had a pretty rocky relationship over the years, and it seems as though L.A. finally moving on from their outfielder. Here's Puig's agent on his current situation. The club informed me and the player understood clearly that they were making every effort to trade him, and that if they were unable to come to terms with another club on a trade and successful in acquiring another outfielder, that he likely would be demoted. He gets paid a lot of money, Marcellus.
Yeah, he does.
And we have the benefit, I suppose, of being on the West Coast, so we have been here from the minute Yasiel Puig sort of took over this town. This is insane, this fall from grace.
It is. And you know, being candid, I know Puig, and I saw from day one what they did to him. They beat him up. They broke him, and now they're trying to trade away. When I'm talking about the Dodgers organization, I'm talking about that in an alignment with the media and those gatekeepers of baseball's culture. So now all of a sudden you want to trade away the scraps that you have just damned for the last few years, and nobody wants to buy it because you guys have let in-house problems become public knowledge just because a lot of the people of the culture wanted to say he's not playing baseball the right way. What did that really mean in code? And we know what it was. This was a raw talent who actually played the game better when he was not coached in the American baseball culture. And as soon as they got their hands on him, and as soon as they tried to tell him, you need to play this way, we saw his numbers decline every single year.
Was it play or behave a certain way?
It was both. It was both. It was playoff games when they were trying to tell him to come in, and he trusted in his athletic ability, but instead that resistance made a ball drop or him not hitting the right throw or the cutoff man. Things like that, as you know, Merriman, if you got a certain natural play and a natural move, and coach says, it works for you,
overcoaching,
but we don't want to do it, all of a sudden the overcoaching kicks in and you start to lose.
Is this not like marrying a stripper and then getting mad she's still a stripper?
No,
like you met her at the strip club, she was doing that.
No, this is way worse.
Why do you want to change it?
This is way worse. No, you know what? That's a good point. This is way worse.
Just saying, he was.
You know what I hope that Puig doesn't happen to Puig. I hope he's able to bounce back from this because coaches and organizations sometimes can kill a player's career. And I'm not just saying the way they play the game, but this is a hard. If you go back to the minor league and guys, your teammates and the fans and you're on the TV and you're going as being up here on the mountain and now they're sending you all the way back. it can crack your
That's
ego. It can send you backwards as a player. So if you can't bounce back emotionally, if you can't bounce back mentally, this can alter a young talented guy's career, and you hope that you don't see something like this happen.
Let me add to that. I mean, you've seen this in the organization. We've seen it in the league. When they don't make you, and that could mean a lot of things, they want to break you. And that's what's happening to Puig right now. They couldn't construct him in the mirror image they wanted.
Right.
And all of a sudden, now he's a broken piece.
That's terrible, man. That's terrible.
I know.
But the stripper, marrying the stripper, that's, yo.
Back to the NFL.
And this is still worse.
Like, you know? Oh, Amari Cooper, a pretty successful rookie season in the NFL. When asked about the biggest difference between NFL defensive backs and those he played against in the SEC, he had the following to say. The talent level, to me, probably is about the same coming from the SEC, but NFL DBs are smarter, so it makes them better. All right, we've talked about this quote all morning amongst the crew here. What is he saying?
Something ignorant that I don't understand.
Well, he's saying smarter makes them better, and so obviously
But the talent's the same.
Yeah, what are you talking about, my man?
Does he remember day one of training camp when you walked in there and you were a fully grown man already making money and making Pro Bowls and all pros, and you saw that dude that came from the SEC, and you saw him on day one, you're like, boy, you got a lot to learn and a lot to grow into this position. Physically, you don't even have your man bones, your man strength. This is that same dumb argument that we hear all the time. Alabama could beat Tennessee. Alabama could beat Tennessee last year.
We do that every year,
up here, please. Let me show him a thing or two. You know, I get it. I understand the talent level. I think at any big school, the SEC or Big Ten, I mean, you go anywhere, the talent is going to be up there. But it's always how smart can you transition from college to the pros. So it doesn't really make any sense to me. I get what he's trying to say, but that's what separates a lot of these guys. Think of all the All-Americans when in college, the first team, second team, they all everything, and they get to the pros, and you don't hear about them anymore. They can't transition.
Exactly.
So if you're going to an SEC school, you're going to a Big Ten school, whatever it is, and you're going to play, of course you can play in the NFL. I mean, you just can't transition mentally to that game.
Wouldn't the logic be that if the talent was equal, that every single player out of the SEC that wanted to play still would be in the NFL?
Would be in the NFL. Yeah, I mean, look, if you look at Alabama or any of the great schools, at most you got 10 guys who could make it to the league. Guess what on every NFL team is? 53 of them dudes. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? You're not getting picked in my fantasy draft, Amari.
That's a threat.
Yeah, no, that's a promise. That's a promise. Okay?
I feel bad for Cooper.
I skip over you now, Coop.
We'll be back. Oh, but first, a little Stephen Colbert.
Speaking of things that happen every 4 years and are filled with poop, the 2016 Rio Games start on Friday, and there are some concerns about the games. Athletes who have to swim in the heavily polluted Guanabara Bay have been warned by health experts to keep their mouths closed in the toxic stew. Okay, swimmers, mouth closed, all right? Or swim with your head out of the water. I can't wait to see who takes home the gold in the Olympic doggy paddle.